More nerdy number crunching coming up next on Breaking Edge Outdoors. Everybody, the part 3 of number crunching and doing nerdy things with numbers on your bow and arrow setups. Today we are going to be doing front of center or forward or center, F.O.C, whatever you want to call it. Let's get it in frame. There it is. Okay, so knocking stuff off. Okay, front of center, F.O.C. Here is the actual formula for figuring it. Man, that light's still flickering. Okay, we're going to take 100 times A minus L divided by 2, and then divide that over L. And over here on this side, A is going to be the throat of the nock to the point of balance, and L is the throat of nock to front of insert. This is going to be your overall length. This is going to be your balance point. So we do need a few things for this one. Hello. Anybody that does their own work on arrows or bows, silver Sharpie. It will show up on virtually any color of string, silver or string or serving. Shows up on those colors of arrow shafts. I used to shoot the Easton bow fires. You know, it's a white shaft. Silver Sharpie shows up on it. Okay, so the throat of the nock, and I say the throat of the nock because we're not measuring from here, we're measuring from inside here. Basically, if it'd make it easier and you had a bow handy, go ahead and knock your arrow on your string and then you can measure off of the string. But it's basically going to look like this. You're going to measure from the front. Be gone! Okay, so we need a tape measure. If I can hold my hand steady. Okay, we're going to measure this out, and mine are 29 3/4 to that knot groove. I'm not coordinated enough to flip everything around, be able to, maybe I am. Whether or not the light in here is good enough. There we go. So you can kind of see it there. It's right at 29 3/4, so we're just going to call it 29 3/4. It's actually going to short myself a little bit. Okay, and we grab our handy dandy Sharpie, and you can see down here I already started. So we've got 29.75 for length, and we're going to have 29.75 divided by 2 up here. Which really probably would have been easier to, well, we're just going to punch it in and we'll rewrite everything. Okay. And your balance point, you need to put your field point back on because it's part of the arrow. Silver Sharpie. This is where the Sharpie is going to come into play. Okay, you need to find your balance point of your arrow. Okay, and you just put a little mark right there. Now we need to go take our tape measure from the throat of our nock Which, hey, why didn't I think to do this earlier? Right there. Find our mark. I don't know if it's visible. We are at 19 7/8 from the throat of our knock, which is going to give our A value in this one. So it's going to be, oh man, I'm going to have to do math. $19 7/8. Okay. Yeah. Nobody wants to see that. Okay. So now I'm gonna pause the video real quick. Do the calculator things because I can't do that stuff in my head. And we'll be right back just like. Okay. Got all the numbers figured. Did the conversions, get everything in the decimals because, well, the world is slowly going to metric. So we'll take and I flip my board over so that way it's a little cleaner. Alright, but we still got the same numbers and everything that we got to work with here. Now this is pretty simple math. 19.875 minus 14.875 is 5. So now we have 100 times 5, which equals 500. Now we have to take the 500 and divide it by 29.75. So 529.75 equals 500 divided by 29.75. By the way, can't see it anyway. We are going to come up with 16.8. So that means that my bow, or my arrows rather, are going to have right at 17% FOC. Now when I originally built these arrows with this bow and this setup, I was really shooting for that 20% FOC mark, and as we can see I fell short a little bit. In the past I have ran the numbers, and if I went up to 150 grain head, I could make, what was it, like 21.3%. The problem is my form is not good enough to shoot a 2-blade without having, flight issues. So I prefer to stick with a 3-blade, and once you get past 125, your options for 3-blade broadheads kind of really dwindle. But my FOC does actually change a little bit with my broadheads. You see that big old Grim Reaper there, because it is a longer profile head compared to my field points. Granted that they are the same weight, but that weight's out there almost twice as far, so it pulls your balance point further. So there you have it. I don't know, I just can't get away from that big old 2-inch Grim Reaper. I've attributed a few bad shots and nicked limbs and twigs and everything. I've attributed the recovery of those deer to those broadheads. Ranch Fairy says build a Plan B arrow. Well, I kind of went with a Plan B broadhead. I just wanted to finish out my equation. Okay. So anyway, let me pause real quick. I'll put that formula back up here real quick so you guys can jot it down. We'll zoom in on it. Okay, so there's your formula again. Grab my pointer. $100 times A minus L divided by 2, and those are in parentheses, so order operations, we do those first. Remember, A is your balance point from the knock throat, or A is your measurement of your knock throat to the balance point, divided by length, which is knock throat to front of insert, divided by 2. So you do that, subtract your balance point from this number, multiply that by 100, divide that by your overall length, and that gives you your percentage. Okay guys, well, I believe, let me grab my notes, I'm getting old and have to write stuff down. Yeah, that figures up all the number crunching that I know to do, kind of give you those numbers of everything that people ask and want to know. Well, even if other people don't want to know, I still like to know for my own setups. But yeah, that just concludes all this. So you guys don't have to listen to me talk anymore. But if you guys have enjoyed this little mini series here, drop me a like, drop me a comment, you know, hit the subscribe button, find the bell notification. I never remember which side it's on, but it's down here somewhere. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention. I don't know. I was gonna do stuff to remind myself during editing, but I won't remember. Yeah, it doesn't do me any good to set myself a reminder if I won't remember the next time to actually film something. So that's gonna wrap up that. That's gonna wrap up this awkward and cringy conversation. Again, guys, just show us some love. We thank you, all of us. Thank you for the support that you guys give us between Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I think there's a Twitter. I'm not really sure. I don't really do Twitter. But if you guys can go to those different platforms, give us a shout out, give us a holler. You know, shoot, drop me a comment down. If this helped you out and you guys got to figure up your numbers, drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys are running. You know, show me your bows, your arrow setups, your broadhead choice. Show me these numbers. You got kinetic energy, momentum, front and center, F.O.C. Let me know, just out of curiosity. But until then, whatever you guys are after, get after it. Keep after it.